Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akhdan Aufarizal Irhami. I'm from Class Phonology, the 4th semester in Win Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. In this video, I want to explain 3 materials in phonology, that is word stress, sentence stress, and intonation. Okay, let's go to the first material, that is word stress. What is word stress? Word stress is syllables that is pronounced with a strong voice. Although the word has more than one syllable, the word stress is pronounced in one syllable. So, we can say that one syllable very loudly, that is big, strong, and important, and all the other syllables very quietly. So, what is the purpose we learn word stress? It is to improve the quality of our speaking, so our speaking is it not monotonous. Yeah. And then before I explain more about word stress, have to know what is a syllable. Syllable, it is just pronounced once. Yeah, pronounced once. The examples, word with one syllable, that is fast, fast, and red, red. And the word with 2 syllables, that is apple, apple, and person, person. That is syllables. Do you understand? And then next, for the word stress, there are simple rules of word stress. The first is one word has only one stress. Yeah, one word cannot have 2 stresses. And then the second, we can only stress vowels, and we cannot stress in consonant. So for the next, there are rules to make us more understand where to put the stress. The first, stress on first syllables we can find in noun with 2 syllables. The example is China, China, and then table, table, window, window. And we can find in adjective with 2 syllables. The example is clever, clever, and happy, happy. Next is stress on the last syllable. We can find in verb with 2 syllables. The example is decide, decide, and begin, begin. That is different. And next is stress on penultimate syllable. What is penultimate syllables? Penultimate is second from end. Yeah, the syllables before the end of the word. The syllables before the end syllables of the word. The examples we can find in word ending in IC. The example is graphic, graphic, and geographic, geographic, geologic, geologic. And we can also find in word ending in tion and jean. The example is television, television, revelation, revelation. And then the next is stress on antepenultimate syllable. Antepenultimate syllable is third from the end, syllables third from the end. The examples we can find in word ending in cy, ty, phy, and gy. Example of cy is democracy, ty, dependability, PHY, photography, and GY, geology. And also we can find in word ending in all AL like critical, geological. And then the compound word with two parts. For a compound noun, the stress in the first part, the example is blackbird, blackbird, greenhouse, greenhouse. And for a compound adjective, the stress is on the second part, like bad-tempered, bad-tempered, old-fashioned, old-fashioned. And for a compound verb, the stress is on the second part. The example is understand, understand, overflow, overflow. And there are stress in word with suffixes. When we add suffix to one syllable, most suffixes are unstressed. The example is word hopeful with suffixes full. The pronunciation is hopeful, hopeful. Hope is stressed and full unstressed because full is suffixes. And the next example is playing, playing, play stress, ing unstressed because ing is suffixes. Okay, let's go to the next material is sentence stress. Sentence stress is also one important in our speaking because with sentence stress, some words in a sentence are stressed loud and the other words are weak or quiet. So, do we say every word with the same stress or force? No, there is no. We make the important word big and the unimportant word small. Okay, for the example is I buy some fruit in market. Okay, in the sentence I buy some fruit in the market, the important word is buy, fruit, and market. So the sentence stress is I buy some fruit in market. I buy some fruit in market. So the stress is only in a word that is important. And also the other example is you must go to the park because your parents waiting there. So in the sentence the important word is go, the park, your parent. And the pronunciation of the sentence is you must go to the park because your parent waiting there. There is a sentence stress. So we just give stress in a important word. Guys, let's go to the last material, that is intonation. In linguistic, intonation is the variation of pitch when speaking. And intonation and stress is also two main elements of linguistics prosody. That intonation is a part of suprasegmental phonology, and also intonation help to recognize the language that you hear in the same way as the melody of a song helps to recognize the song that you hear. And also in intonation, there are the function we learn intonation. The first is for attitudinal function, and the second is for accentual function, the third is grammatical function, and the fourth is discourse function. And in intonation, there are three types of intonation. The first is falling intonation, the second rising intonation, and the third is fall rise intonation. Let's go to the first is falling intonation. Falling intonation is the pitch of the voice falls at the end of sentence. And also falling intonation commonly found in statement with the example, we should work together more often. We should work together more often. And also commonly in comments like get out of here, get out of here. And then in WH question, the example is where do you work? Where do you work? And the next is in question text. The example is he thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? And the last is in exclamation. The example is what a beautiful dress. What a beautiful dress. That is. And next is the second type is rising intonation. Rising intonation is the pitch of the voice rises at the end of the sentence. It is normally used with yes or no question. The example is may I borrow your book? May I borrow your book? This is rise. The book is rise. And there is in question text there are real questions that need an answer. With the example, you like fruit, don't you? You like fruit, don't you? Don't you? That is rise. And the third type, the last, is rise fall intonation. Rise fall intonation is a combination falling and rising intonation in one sentence. And we can find this type in choice. Sentence choice sentence. The example is does she speak German or French? Does she speak German or French? And we can find in list. Like the example is I like football, tennis, badminton, and basketball. I like football, tennis, badminton, and basketball. And we also can find fall rise intonation in conditional sentence. The example is if he calls, ask him to leave a message. If he calls, ask him to leave a message. That's all the explanation about word stress, sentence stress, and intonation. And thank you for your watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.